Greetings everybody, my name is Tommy the Game Master and welcome to my channel. And Capcom, I got a bone to pick with you. You know how hard it is when you're sitting in the break room with all your coworkers and your boss is even there and you see a piece of news that makes you want to scream, but you know you can't because they'll all look at you. Have people in white coats maybe show up because you just want to scream so much? Do you know what that feels like? Okay, yeah, I'm obviously screwing with you. Capcom actually announced something I think is really great. Some of the greatest things I've actually heard in a long while. Something I've really wanted for a very long time. And that is a new Mega Man game. And if you look at the trailer that they released with it for the 30th anniversary, you can see what I mean. The early aughts are just jam-packed with Mega Man, different series, different games, different gameplay varieties, basically going around that one, logo of Mega Man. And then in 2010 till now, other than a really crappy mobile game released in 2012, absolutely nothing. And then until now, when announced earlier today or yesterday, depending on when I'm finally going to get this video done, we got a new trailer, got a new announcement for a new Mega Man game. Mega Man 11, and this game looks great. One of the things I loved right off the bat is Capcom finally figured out what type of art they can use in a Mega Man game. That's something that's kind of been plaguing them since the 16-bit day, trying to keep this Mega Man franchise separate from the spin-offs in some ways, either through different tones or through different art styles. He's been through several different variations. The way too bulky to be good look in Mega Man 7, the really anime look, but at the same time kind of slow and chuggy Mega Man 8. This new design looks very streamlined. The gameplay looks very fast. It looks, very colorful, very beautiful. It reminds me very much of Shantae Half Genie Hero, but with a Mega Man world and influence, and I love it. The special ability he showed off with this rock ability that can crush enemies, I love that. The only thing I can nitpick is something I don't like is the voice. Ironically, usually when I complain about video game voices for Mega Man, usually I'm going to complain that he sounds way too girly and sounds way too high-pitched. This time I thought he sounded maybe a little bit too old, a little bit too low-pitch, but other than that, the game looks awesome, and I can't wait for it. But wait, there's more. This game isn't going to come out until late next year, so we're in for a year wait, probably at least 10 months. That said, next summer, to tide us over for the waiting, Capcom is going to release a bunch of Mega Man X games onto Steam, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and even the Nintendo Switch. Now, here's the thing about this. Unlike the Mega Man Anniversary Collection, which with the exception of Mega Man 7 and 8, more on 8 having a bunch of problems with the emulation, the Mega Man X Collection released for the PlayStation 2 and GameCube in 2006, I do believe it was, suffered from a whole bunch of emulation errors and sound problems. Capcom will have to work really hard to screw this up. Okay, for me not to want to rebuy this collection. If they do a decent HD upgrade and have no really serious emulation errors this time, this will be worth a pickup. That said, I don't know if they're selling this in a giant anniversary pack. All they said is that these games are going up, so all I know these might be sold individually. If so, here's the first list of games that I definitely recommend picking up on day one, followed by a list of games that are worth playing, but you might want to put on your Steam wish list and wait for the sale if it's not sold in a gigantic pack, because they're decent games, but they're not really great. And as far as that last one goes, forget it. It never existed. I don't know why Capcom and other people keep mentioning this game, even though even I've reviewed it. It just doesn't exist. Don't bother picking it up, folks. Anyways, the only way Capcom could have made me happier today is if they announced Mega Man Legends 3 with all of this. But this was a really great showing by Capcom, and I think it's going to really help bring back some of their fame and popularity. The thing about Capcom is, unlike EA and unlike Konami, which, pissed off gamers by both abusing their employees and abusing their customers, Capcom is different. Ever since the 2011 earthquake, which devastated Japan, Capcom has had a hard time getting back, and ironically, their original attempt to try to get back sales, to get back on their feet, wasn't to embrace their fan base with a bunch of games made for them, but was to try to win over a completely new fan base that, quite frankly, didn't care for them and alienated fans of classic Capcom properties. All I have to say is take a look at the Devil May Cry reboot and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying. Last year or two, I think they've gotten the message that, they still do have fans out there. There's still ways you can grow the franchise, and you start first by embracing who you are. And it's nice to see Capcom might be getting back to the old Capcom that I used to know and love in my youth, and I hope that's what's happening here. Anyways, this is Tommy the Game Master signing out. If you have any comment, feel free to leave it down below.